out to sea daily to forage, gathering small fish and squid and krill as they fly above the water. The shearwater then pair up. The hen bird's been busy repairing a nest that's in a burrow about 1 metre deep in the sandy soil somewhere around the coast of Tasmania. Now these fur seals share the same ancestor as our domestic dog. They share many of their characteristics. They're intelligent, they like to live in groups, they bark, and they certainly bite. If you get bitten by one of these seals, you're likely to get the rabies disease because they carry the rabies virus. They were once hunted to the point of extinction for their wonderful fur coats.
Okay, this is the Isle of the Dead. This would be the main penitentiary building. That is the hospital.
isn't it? Jack?
Billy.
36 hours it took before we got to Port Arthur and storm all the bleeding way. Mind you, when we arrived, they were overflowing with sympathy, wasn't they? Of course they wasn't.
Join up, you despicable scum!
And then we lined up for the readings of the Queen's regulations.
Thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt. Bleeding not.
For a whole bloody hour. Then, the Commandant, Charles O'Hara Booth, fronts up and tells us of the treats in store.
Go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present Frank the poet as Commandant Booth.
Now, you loathsome convict scum, who to Port Arthur have just come, listen well to what I say, 'cause if you don't, you'll rue this day. While you're here, you'll be dealt with fair. You'll be in my tender loving care. You'll be well fed, you'll be well treated, but step out of line and I'll have you beaten. By God, I'll flay you with the cat right down to your subcutaneous fat. But keep your nose clean and I'll set you free, 'cause I alone who holds the key will get you out of this damned place. So accept your due with good grace. Perform forced labour without complaining, whether it's sunny or whether it's raining. Pull your weight, whether dry or damp, and Port Arthur will seem like a holiday camp. So that's my message to you sinners. Do your work and you'll get cooked dinners. But if you don't work like you oughta, by God, I'll have you on bread and water. I'll lock you up and lose the key, which no one holds right here but me.
Oh, right, put it together, Frank the poet.
So that's the way it is, Jack. I hope you've got a strong back, lad.
Why is that, Frank?
It'll be the carrying gang first up, you mark my words.
Right, you bloody new chums. My name's Sawyer, and I have you. You are mine to do with as I choose. And you won't be grinning when I've finished. I'll run your legs off for you, break your backs for you, and I'll have a dozen of you flogged into the bargain. Now run. Run!
He took us deep into the bush.
Run, I said!
Keep moving, lad. Make it look like you're hurting. That's what he wants.
Right.
Continuing our walking tour of Port Arthur. That would be the Roman Catholic Church. And we're now going to head through the gardens. Now walking about Port Arthur. There are some sheep. Well, it's about 1:40. Going to be leaving Port Arthur here shortly. Be going back, came up by boat, we'll be going back by bus. And that's due to leave at 2:30. Let's take a final look at the ruins of the Port Arthur penal colony.